And that meant having like, you would like add and then divide, or add and then multiply, or subtract and then divide, subtract and then multiply. Okay. And then we kind of looked at variables on both sides. Okay. And really what we're doing now, and that's where we're going, is everything we're about to do is classified into what's called multi-step equations. And there's not like a fixed recipe or method. You're going to have variables on both sides, or maybe variables on one side. You may have to combine like terms. You may have to distribute. Okay. But there is good news. There is good news. Like, this might seem like a lot, or maybe you're not sure what any of these things mean, but multi-step equations always turn back into either a two-step equation or a one-step equation. So what I'd like to do is show you that now. Give you do I don't know, 5 examples, and then have you maybe try some. All right, so let me do that now here, because I think that will really help. And what I want you to do is ask me questions if anything is like unclear. Even if it seems really silly, just say, I don't understand, or what's going on. So in this problem here, forget about that 2 for a moment. That's just a problem number. There's 5v and 2v on the right. All right, so the first thing to do here is to actually combine like terms. And we've actually already done that. We just never did it in the context of solving. So that becomes 7v. And then you bring everything else down. Okay, so you can always combine like terms. That's always possible. All right. Now, this is a 2-step equation. You don't have to know that, but you, like, I'm trying to tell you, like, you will get back to a 2-step or 1-step equation. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just preparing for the second step of the equation.
Yeah, from here, you undo the 2 first. You subtract 2 from both sides. And you just bring the 7v down. And then you divide by 7 on both sides. So v equals -2.
So what's the first step you do again?
Do you mean like from the beginning, or from just the 2-step equation part?
From the beginning.
You combine like terms.
So 7v. Okay.
5v plus 2v, combine like terms. Then you bring everything else down. And the line, that second line, is a 2-step equation. So it's something you've seen before many times.
And then, okay. And then the next part.
Yeah, the next part, you just solve like the 2-step equations we've done last time. You always undo addition and subtraction before multiplication and division. So you undo that 2. You undo this 2 with subtracting 2 from both sides.
And why would it be the 2 and not the 12?
So you look at the side with the variable. When you're solving 2-step equations, you look at the side with the variable. That's all that matters.
2. I thought it was -10. I was going backwards. So the 7v over 7 would just become the v?
Yeah, it's just V and you switch sides just because usually the variable goes on the left.
And then -2.
I guess we should try another one like this. That would probably be the best thing to do. So let me put another one in front of you like this one. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna work it out together. I wouldn't expect you to be able to process and do this on your own quite yet. But just like the last one, you combine like terms.
12.
So these right here on the right, minus 2k minus 3k, they are like terms.
So it would be
They're both negative, so the answer is negative. And then you just
and
combine them
you're
together.
subtracting them?
Well, you keep the sign and then you add the numbers.
Oh, okay. Even though there's a subtraction sign between the two of them, it's just a negative sign for the second 3, and it doesn't mean subtract between the two numbers.
It's like, I don't want to say this. It's like you're already going down, so you're just going down more. So you say, okay, the answer is negative, but I'm adding the numbers together.
So it's not read like 2k minus 3k.
No, it's read minus 2k minus 3k.
But you don't subtract the 3 from the 2, even though there's a minus.
No, because it's really negative 2. You're subtracting 3 from negative 2.
So you'd be adding 3 and 2. Would that be -5?
Yes,
Because you just keep the same sign? Okay.
yes, yes. All right, now let me know when you're caught up to this step.
And then you bring down 12, 3. Okay. And then,
So you have to undo this 3 first.
so you add it to the 12 and
It's positive though. The 3 is positive. Even though it's not written, it's positive.
so you would be adding it to the 12, right? Because there's a minus sign in front of the 12.
No, you don't care about the negative 12. You just look at the 3. What is the sign of the 3? So you're gonna subtract 3 from both sides. Is that clear or not?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
So they're both negative on the left. What does that be? What does that become?
So just 9, because it would be 0.
They're both negative on the left. The answer is negative, and then you add the numbers. You add the
But
numbers
I thought you
together to
said
get,
you were subtracting them because of the sign.
again, yeah, again, it's if you, so the in between step here, I guess, let me write it off to the side here. It is, let me circle it here. This right here is minus 12 minus 3. They're both negative. So your answer is negative, and then you add the numbers without the sign.
But wouldn't the 3 minus 3 just be 0?
Yes, but I'm talking about the part on the left.
Oh, I thought you were adding a second number for the 3 minus 3.
Well, 3 minus 3, it's always
Or
0.
would it be 0?
Whenever you undo it, it always goes to 0, and it becomes minus 5k on the right.
So would you divide them both by 5k then?
Not k, not k. In the previous problem, what did we divide by?
Just 5.
By 7. but 7 because that's the number. What is the
Oh, yeah,
number in front of the K?
but this one would be 5.
It's not 5. What is the number? It includes the sign.
Oh, yeah, -5, but
In fact, it's a huge difference. It's like going right instead of left. I mean, it could be perilous. So all right. So there's a lot of other problems to do. So I don't want to focus too much on just that type because there's a variety of problems. Okay. And
so would it be -3 equals K? Or just 3
no,
equals K?
well, they're both negative. So when they're both negative, the signs cancel.
Oh,
So we did that in a previous lesson. So if go back and look at the notes, or we can
I
review it again
haven't,
real quick.
I don't remember the rules for
Okay.
those.
Yeah, and that's something really important to remember because it's kind of like the adding and subtracting. It's just going to come back over and over again.
No, I'm just gonna remember it as I go, because I don't want to go all the way back to it.
All right, so now let's look at a new problem here. New problem. All right, so we're going to first combine like terms. Do you see any like terms?
4n and 2n.
2n, yeah, 4n minus 2n is 2n equals 4. And divide both sides by 2. Okay, so n equals 2.
Okay.
All right, let's look at another problem here. Grab this one. So the like terms don't have to just be the variables. They can also be the numerical values in the equations. So here's a new problem. On the left side of the equation, you can combine these numerical values.
So do you just combine all of them then?
Well, the numbers right here, the numbers, what does that combine to?
0?
Yes.
No, yeah.
So
Oh,
so
because
it's
it's
just it's a
-3.
0. And then anything plus 0 is itself. And there's your answer.
How do I know when to do that?
You can always combine like terms. Every problem we've done so far has been combining like terms. That's what I'm trying to like emphasize before we get into other stuff, is you always combine like terms. So we'll see that in a couple more problems here. Okay, here's another one to look at. So you really kind of isolate your view. You either look at the left side or the right side, sometimes both, and you say, okay, well, can I combine any like terms?
So the R's.
Yes. What is minus 3r plus 2r?
Would it be -1R?
Negative 1r. Yeah, negative 1r equals -1. Now you have to divide by -1 because that's what's in front of r.
So you divide both sides by -1?
Yes.
So, and it would I don't know, because it would just all cancel out, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, when it's the same on the top and bottom, that's 1.
Oh, so it would just be 1 equals R.
Yes. All right, so let's look at another here. Let me look at another here. I don't think we did this one. Although it maybe looks similar to what we've done. All right, here's one to take a look at. What do you see?
Let's see, so there's -12 equals 3 minus 2k minus 3k. So I would combine the 2 and 3k, and it would be -2
Oh,
plus -3, right?
well, actually we did. I'm sorry, we did actually do this one already. So let's these two combined, it becomes minus 5k because they're both negative.
And then you bring down everything else.
Yes.
And then you would divide.
You undo the,
No, you would undo first.
yes, there's
The
3
other
here.
ones were just 2 steps. So you would undo. You would -3,
Track 3 from both sides. Yep.
and then so it would be -12
Minus
minus
3.
3, which
Yep.
is -9.
They're both negative. So the,
Oh,
the answer is definitely negative, but
I thought it
you
was
have to
just
add the,
like -3.
yeah,
So you add them.
it's minus 12 minus 3. Sometimes you have to write it out horizontally.
So 15, right? -15.
Negative 15 equals
And
negative
then
5k.
yeah. Okay. And then you would divide by 5
Negative,
and
negative 5.
-5, yeah, on each of them.
Right, so
And
k
so it would end
equals,
up being no, it would be +3 k, +3 equals k.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I've got some other questions, some new questions pulled up here. Let's try a few of these. This is a good one for you to try here on your own. See what you come up with.
So -6n plus -2n. And this is only a 2-part thing, right? So I just divide, right?
You should combine like terms first.
But after that, it's just divide, right?
Yes,
Okay, so I would divide them both by -8.
yes.
So it would be just n, and then -2, n equals -2.
Okay.
Which
So
you
yeah,
put the variable first.
yeah, so it's minus 8n equals 16, divide both sides by minus 8, and n equals -2. Good. Here is another one to try. There's more to it than this, but if we can get a few of these going in a row correctly, we can move on to the next type of problem you'll see.
Do I still combine them even though they're on opposite sides? Oh, no, I was thinking about the equal, never mind. Okay, let's see. So 7, 8, 10, 11. Would you divide them by regular 11, positive 11?
11A equals -11.
What?
Yes, you divide both sides by the number in front of A.
Oh, I was confused. So just 11. I thought that was the total answer for a second. Okay, and then so it would just be negative A equals -1.
Yes. Okay, let's try. Let me throw another one up in front of you. Doing great.
Q 9 P. So when it's a negative plus a positive, you would subtract and then use a sign from the bigger number, right? Did you say yes? Okay.
Yeah, but, is my audio
So
okay? I did test it before the lesson, but are you able to hear me?
oh, I can it just cut out when you answered. So when you it would be like -1p, right? Because you would
Yes.
okay. I just had to remember how to do the negative stuff and then equals 12. And then let's see, divide both by -1, right? Or no? Yeah,
You
okay.
divide both by the number in front of the variable.
All right, and then I'm not sure what the answer, I'm not sure what 12 divided by -1 would be.
Okay,
Off the
so
top of my head, I
a-
can't do that.
a positive divided by a positive is positive. A negative divided by a negative is positive.
So would it be -12?
Yes, positive divided by negative is negative, and a negative divided by positive is negative. Okay, let's look at a couple of other types of problems that you might see here. We talked about how you can combine the numbers that don't have that are not variables as well. So in this problem, 4x plus 6 plus 3 equals 17. You can combine the 6 and the 3 first. Those are considered like terms.
See, so 4x plus 6 equals 17. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4x plus 9 equals 17. And then you would subtract 9 from something. What would you
From
subtract
both
9 from?
from both sides.
So you subtract 9 from 9 and 4x?
Nope, nope, it's both sides of the
Oh.
equal sign.
So 17 minus 9?
Yes.
Okay. Eight. So it would just be positive 8
What about the 4x?
and then 4x. Because you don't do anything to 4x with the 9, right? And then you
No,
divide.
then you divide, yes.
And then, so you would divide them both by 4.
Yes,
And so it would be 2 equals x.
x equals 2, yes.
Or yeah, x equals 2 the other way around.
Good. Now, so here's another problem. So sometimes the variables are not next to each other. They're still on the same side of the equation. So you have r plus 11 plus 8r. And notice they're on the same side of the equation. So you can add the r and the 8r first.
So it'd be a 1 technically in front of the first r, so it'd be a 9r.
Yes.
So it'd be 11 plus 9r equals 29, and then you would add, no, you would subtract 11 from
That's
11
right.
and 29,
Yes.
right? Okay,
Yes.
subtract 11, so it would be 9r equals, let's see, 8, 18,
Okay, keep going.
and then divide them both by 9, so it would be, that one would be 2 or r equals 2, I think.
Yes. Good. Okay, one more. Yeah, here's one more for you to try on your own, and then we'll move to the next type of problem that you will see.
-2 plus 3.
Yep, you should add combine like terms if you can.
So it would be a positive 1.
Yeah, yes.
Plus a plus 2, and then you add 1 to both sides.
You already have, it's already adding, so you have to undo it with the other one, subtraction.
But isn't it a, oh no, it's positive, never mind, I thought it was a negative. I was bringing down too many things. Okay, so it would be subtract 1 from each of them.
Yes.
So 0, and then -2 minus 1 would be -1, right?
They're both negative.
Oh wait,
Then
so
you
it'd be
add the numbers.
-1, so it would be -3.
Yes.
-3. So a, and then would you divide them both by 1?
What is in front of the A? What number is in front of A?
Nothing, so it would technically be a 1.
Yes. So if you're going to divide by anything, it would be 1, but that is done.
Oh, so it is just a equals -3.
Yes. Okay. So to proceed, we have to next talk about what's called the distributive property, which we've already talked about, but I will put up some examples here. So the distributive property is something like this: 2 times 2x minus 3. This 2 multiplies the 2x and it multiplies the minus 3. This becomes 4x minus 6. Does that at all look familiar to you?
Yeah, I remember we did that a while ago.
Yes, and so that applies here. We'll do some more examples here. Let's say there's a -3 on the outside and it's x plus 1. So this -3 multiplies the x, but there's really a 1 in front of the x. So that's -3x. The -3 multiplies the +1, so that becomes -3.
Okay.
So let me have you try one here. 4 times -2x plus 3.
So do 4 times -2 first,
Okay.
and then so it would be. Would it be a negative answer since they're opposite signs?
Well, it's a positive times a negative. Do you remember what that is from our, it's like division, I guess I could say.
Would it be -8?
-8x, because the x comes with it.
-8x, and then 4 times +3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. So it would be that, and then plus 12.
Plus 12. Good.
-8x plus 12.
Good. Okay, so now let's look at it. Let's look at it in the context of some problems to solve. So here's an example of a problem that we will be solving. We'll do a bunch here together. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take this -3 and multiply it by 4r and then by -8. Okay, so -3 times 4r is -12r. Is that okay? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to take the -3 and multiply it by the -8. 2 negatives make a positive. 3 times 8 is 24. And then you bring the other stuff down.
Okay. So -12r plus 24 equals -36.
That's right. And so now this is a problem just like what we've been doing. It's a two-step problem. What do you undo first? -12 multiplying by r or adding 24?
Wouldn't you subtract 24 because it's a plus?
Yes. Okay, so this becomes -12r equals -60. All right, now what do you do to solve for
You divide both of them by -12.
Yes. All right, so R equals
R equals this
5.
5. Okay.
Okay, so let's look at another one here. All right, so I want you to look at just the right side here, just the right side. And I want you to distribute that -3 to what's inside parentheses.
So that would become a -3x.
Okay, what else?
And then -6.
Okay,
And then you
all
would
right.
bring down the
Yep.
x equals. And then from there, is there anything else you would need to do?
Nope. Could you try solving it from here, please? Giving me your final answer.
Take the 6. Add 6. Zero, 12. Negative. Is it x equals 4?
Close. What did you add to?
-4?
Yes, why is it -4?
Was it a -3?
Yes, it's -3 here. Okay, let's try another one like this. You're doing real well. Here we go. What I'd like you to do is distribute the 6 inside parentheses, please.
So -6x. Six. 8. So in the parentheses, would it become -6x, -18?
-6x minus 18. Yep. Good. Go ahead and solve this from here, please.
24. Two. divided by x equals -7.
It's -7. Very good. All right. Okay, let me see here. Is there one that's kind of like what we've done? I don't want to give you one that's too difficult. And you're welcome to use a calculator, I guess, if the numbers get too large, but I'd like you to try this one from start to finish. And you're welcome to use a calculator if you think it'll help, especially if the numbers get a little bit too big. I don't want you wasting time, in our lesson doing the calculations, but I think it was great when you said you were trying to get faster on your own. I would definitely recommend that.
By like 15. Is it n equals -5?
We'll take a look here. That looks pretty good. So minus 18n minus 15, 75 comes down. Add 15 to both sides. And 90 equals minus 18n. Divide both sides by minus 18, and n equals -5. Good, really good. Let me give you another one to try here. Yeah, here's a good one. Numbers are a little smaller, a little more manageable on this one. All right, so here's one more for you to take a look at.
Yeah. 9x. Is it x, hold on. Is it x equals 4?
Let me take a look here. Um,
I feel
So
like I
did you?
might be messing up the
uh,
sign.
No, it sounds reasonable. I'm just not, I'm not always, working them out. Sometimes I'm looking ahead to see what else we can do, next time. But, yeah, the answer is 4. Very good. So you did a great job. We covered both types of multi-step equations that you will see. There's a lot of practice out on the internet.